Hi there, I'm Rebecca Weaver. I'm going to do a video on solving a formula for a specific variable. Now this tends to give students trouble, so I'll do several examples here. So we're solving formulas for a specific variable. First up, let's solve the following for x. We've solved these before. We have x over 2 equals 5. And if I want to solve this one for x, what that means is I want to get x all by itself, all by his lonesome over there, and I'm going to choose the left side because that's where he's sitting. That means I need to get rid of that divided by 2. So what I'll do is multiply both sides by 2. What will happen is I'll get 2x over 2 equals 10. That will then reduce to x equal 5. All done. I have solved it for x. Now, since we know how to do that one, let's look at this one. It's a little different, but pretty close to the same. Instead of a 2, I have x over a. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I want to get x all by his lonesome over there on the left. So I will multiply both sides by a over 1. I'll get exactly the same kind of thing that I got before. I'll get ax over a equals 5 times a, which is 5a. The a's will then cancel, leaving me with x equals 5a. That's all they're looking for. They want it to read x equals. So let's do another one. Let's say we're going to solve the following for m. We have a equals b minus 3m over x. So I'll rewrite it. I know I want to get x all by his lonesome, so I look at the low-hanging fruit. That'd be the b. Let's move the b over to the other side. How I'll do that is I'll subtract b from both sides. When I do that, I'll get a minus b equals negative, watch that negative sign. I included this one because it had a negative, negative 3m over x. I'm solving for m, and I want to know what m equals. So what I'll do next is multiply both sides by x, negative x over 3. If I do that, notice on this right-hand side, because I want m equals. So negative times negative, that'll be a positive. I'll get the 3x over 3x. Those will cancel, so that way my m will be all by his lonesome over here. So I'm just multiplying by that reciprocal, really. And whatever I do the left, I have to do the right. So I'm going to multiply that through times the a minus b. When I do that, negative x times a is negative ax. Negative x times negative b is plus bx. Watch that sign change there, all over 3. Of course, the m is by himself. Now, you could say that you were finished here, and you would be totally fine. But I kind of like to rewrite it as m equals. And specifically, I like to write bx minus ax just because it makes me feel better. I don't have both a plus and a minus sign sitting there all over 3. But either one of those two answers would be correct. So let's look at another example. In this one, we're going to solve 2x plus y equals a, and we're going to solve it for x. That means I need to get x all by himself. So I'm going to get rid of the low-hanging fruit. That's the y. I'll subtract y from both sides. I'll get 2x equals a minus y. Those two things can't be combined. They're not like terms, so they just kind of sit there. Then what I'll get, since I'm sitting here with the 2x equals a minus y, is I'm going to divide both sides by 2. When I do that, I then get x on the left equals a minus y all over 2. Make sure that line extends all the way across because it's each one of those, all over 2. And then you're done. So it's kind of strange when we're solving for variables because sometimes in a formula we have other variables in there, and then that sometimes throws students. So make sure that you just treat it like it's a number. Just do like you would if it was a regular number. Next, we're going to take the exact same thing that we just did, but this time we're going to solve for y. So that means that I want to get y all by himself on the left. So I'll take my equation, I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides, and then I get y equals a minus 2x, and you're all done. So you're just subtracting 2x from both sides. There's nothing there to simplify or combine. You're just completely done. All right. If you have any questions, be sure and email me, rweaver10@alaska.edu, and you have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening. Bye now.